What's the secret door hiding? In the recesses of my childhood, a tale of terror was passed down to me, a tale that has haunted my dreams ever since. The story takes place in a quaint, isolated village, where a single house stood at the edge of the settlement, a relic of a bygone era, a colossal, weathered wooden structure. The house remained unsold, its darkened windows and crumbling facade warding off potential buyers. 8 years passed, and finally, a brave couple purchased the home, determined to breathe new life into the forsaken dwelling. They moved in, their belongings and dreams, filling the once empty rooms. All seemed well, until a fateful day when the husband stumbled upon a hidden door in their new home. Behind the door lay a dusty chamber, untouched by the renovations that had transformed the rest of the house. Driven by curiosity, the husband ventured into the room, armed with a crowbar and a thirst for discovery. The door creaked open, revealing a dimly lit space, cluttered with a desk, books, and flickering candles. It appeared to be a workspace, and the husband, eager to clear the space, began to rummage through the belongings. As he moved the heavy bookshelf, a hidden staircase was revealed, leading to a dark, ominous cellar. The couple, determined to rid the house of its last remnants of darkness, decided to open the cellar and clean it out. They pried the rusted lock from the door, and as it creaked open, a blood-curdling growl echoed through the darkness. A monstrous beast, a creature of darkness and nightmares, emerged from the shadows, teeth bared and eyes gleaming with malevolence. Panic consumed the couple, and they fled in terror as the creature gave chase. The beast, seemingly invulnerable to their attempts to banish it, continued its relentless pursuit, driving them from their home and eventually from the village itself. The haunted house, along with its demonic guardian, was shunned, left to decay and crumble. And as the years passed, the villagers, desperate to rid themselves of the curse, banded together to burn the house to the ground. Flames consumed the structure, but the beast's howl, a chilling reminder of the darkness that once resided there, continued to echo in the minds and hearts of the villagers. The true origins of the creature remain a mystery, a haunting reminder of the unknown horrors that lurk in the shadows of our world. The Cursed Village. In the annals of my memory, a chilling tale resides, a tale that I believe unfolded in the year 2006 in the quaint, aged village of Prokopyevka, nestled within the Bryansk region. The village, steeped in history and older than most, harbored a secret, a curse that had plagued its inhabitants for generations. In the twilight of one fateful summer's eve, a group of women gathered in the garden of my childhood home, reminiscing beneath the shroud of darkness. The night was alive, as the air hummed with the whispers of distant memories, punctuated by the occasional rustle of leaves and the haunting calls of nocturnal creatures. As the clock struck 11, I retreated to the shadows, seeking the solitude of the bushes. It was then, in the throes of darkness, that I beheld a figure, a wraith-like apparition, shrouded in an ethereal, ghostly hue. The figure, seemingly devoid of any defining features, save for a cascade of flowing white hair, was engaged in a frenzied rhythmic dance, akin to the ancient rituals of old. A shroud of terror enveloped me as I watched in stunned silence. The apparition's movements, both mesmerizing and terrifying, seemed to defy the very laws of nature. The figure, seemingly aware of my presence, turned to face me. And in that moment, I could feel the icy grip of fear seizing my heart. The following day, I shared my harrowing encounter with my mother, who, in turn, shared her own settling experience. It was the eve of Ivan Kupala, a night where the veil between the worlds of the living and the dead was believed to be at its thinnest. The enigmatic figure, a phantom of the night, had been seen by others, and as the tales of the haunting grew, so too did the fear that gripped the hearts of the villagers. As the summer nights grew shorter, the air in Prokopievka grew thin, tainted by whispers of otherworldly forces and dark secrets. The village, a once thriving community, was now plagued by the specter of the unknown, a malevolent force that seemed to grow stronger with each passing day. In the years that followed, I could not forget the terror that had gripped me that fateful night, a terror that had left an indelible mark on my soul. The village, a relic of the past, stood as a testament to the darkness that dwelled within the shadows, a reminder of the forgotten spirits that roamed the earth, forever bound to the land they once called home. Tales of Prokopievka, passed down through generations, echoed in the minds of those who had dared to venture into the heart of darkness, a reminder of the price that must be paid when the secrets of the past are awakened. Master of the forest. My grandmother, too, had an encounter with the Lishi, and I would like to share this little story. One day, she went to the nearby forest to pick mushrooms. The forest was within reach of our village, across a small field, crossable and familiar. She wandered through the glades, filled her basket with mushrooms, and sat down on her favorite fallen tree to rest, breathe in the forest, and listen to the birds. The day was gloomy, right after the rain, quiet and damp, and my grandmother even dozed off. When she woke up, she was still sitting on the same log, above her basket, with a ray of sunshine breaking through the clouds. She stood up, picked up the basket, and headed home. But she didn't recognize the surroundings and didn't know which way to go. Everything had changed. The path led in a different direction, and the trees didn't look familiar. She walked along a different path, where colorful flowers bloomed, an unseen place before. The sun shone strangely, and everything around seemed unreal, lifeless, unlike before. My grandmother was a little scared, feeling like she had entered another step. She felt that someone was watching her from behind the trees. That's when she remembered the Leshy, who seemed to be leading her astray, hiding the path. So, she prayed aloud, "Please, Leshy, stop tormenting me. Lead me home, and I'll give you anything you want. I'll pay any price." After saying this, she suddenly woke up. The rays of sunlight disappeared. It was cloudy again, and the path lay right in front of her. She followed it and returned home, where she unloaded the mushrooms and told the story of getting lost in the forest and how the Leshy seemed to be leading her. Even we laughed about it. "What did you pay him with?" I asked. "Nothing," she replied. "I just said it, and that was it. I didn't even return the mushrooms." The Leshy apparently had mercy on her, letting her go. As we continued our household chores, making sure the day went smoothly, we suddenly noticed a man standing near the gate. Tall, wild, looking, unshaven, with straw-like hair. Wearing simple clothes, he seemed ordinary, yet strange. He approached the gate, looked into the yard, and said, "I'm here for the pots." We stood there, silent and confused. What agreement! We had never agreed to anything, and we had never seen him before. My grandmother, however, began to understand something, and I joined in her realization. Together, we figured it out. My grandmother approached the pots on the bench, hesitated, and handed the largest pot to this man through the fence. He took it, nodded, turned, and walked away, holding the pot in front of him, with nothing else in his hands. My grandmother was glued to the fence, watching him leave. He went to the forest, she said. Whether he did or not, we couldn't tell as the road turned and the houses hid our view. Was that the Leshy coming for the pots? I asked, laughing. My grandmother was puzzled, but she seemed to think it was him, in a strange way. Well, old lady, I said, you threw words around so casually, as if you could pay any price. Who knows what he might have wanted that would be impossible to give, and he'd just take it if you didn't give it willingly. I had nothing in mind, she replied. It just came to me, from the story of the golden fish. I just said it. Good, I said. At least he asked for a pot. Maybe he'll come back. If he gets into the habit, he'll take all our utensils from the house and yard. My grandmother was quiet, not looking pleased. The Leshy never returned, not the next day, nor ever again. And he never bothered my grandmother in the forest again, even though she was afraid to go mushroom hunting after that. But from then on, everything was quiet, peaceful, and we're still puzzled by the whole situation. My grandmother even asked the other villagers if they had seen a strange man walking down the road, carrying a pot, but no one had seen or known anything. No one, except us. We had a bowl of mushroom soup with a pot in the center of the table, eating and remembering the Leshy